Hey, this video is about what is in my day-to-day karaoke DJ bag for 2019. Hey, thanks for checking out this video. My name's Ben Clarke, and today I want to talk to you about karaoke equipment, specifically what equipment is in my everyday DJ walk-around carry bag. Before we get too into it, I should just say that most of the venues that I work at doing karaoke have certain things there already, such as sound systems, some basic equipment in DJ stands. So my bag is all very much built around that. My main requirements are it fits in one bag, and I'm pretty much covered in whatever venue I go into. I can do my job. So the first thing is the bag itself, and that is this. It is a UDG small producer bag. It's the right size to fit in overhead luggage on a plane, which was the main reason for getting this one. It's the biggest bag I could get that would fit. It's got a big main section, can fit a laptop in, lots of padding, 1, 2, 3 pockets on the outside of the bag, internal pocket, and another one in the roof as well. So everything at some point fits into this bag. Oh, and the fact that it's a rucksack is very useful, as the bag with everything in is heavy. I've just weighed it. It comes in at 19 kilograms when it's fully loaded. So it's wouldn't be the best thing to just carry with a over-the-shoulder bag. I'll put links to the bag and everything else in the description down below, so you can check them out for yourself. One of the most important bits that goes in the bag is my laptop. It is a 2012 15-inch MacBook Pro. Nothing overly special about it. I only use it for DJing, really, and a little bit of light photo and video editing. It has a 1 terabyte internal SSD drive, which holds all the music, videos, and karaoke files on it. Don't use an external drive. It was upgraded to whatever the maximum amount of memory, the RAM that I could put in it. I think it's 16 gigabytes. It has an i7 processor, and I think it's a 2 gigahertz. So not the most powerful in the world, and yeah, it's a 2012 model, and it still works fine, doesn't skip a beat. On it I have a customized keyboard cover. This is for Rekordbox DJ, which is the main software I use when I'm not doing karaoke. The laptop's got Virtual DJ 7 and 8, Rekordbox DJ, Serato DJ, and Tractor on it. I've used all at some point for different things. I currently use Virtual DJ 8 for my karaoke, and then if I'm just DJing, I use Rekordbox. And the laptop has a clip-on protective case on it. It was only a couple of pounds off eBay, and it's well worth it. It's got dints and chips all around the side of it. It's probably time to be getting a new one, but it's taken lots of knocks and obviously protects the laptop underneath. So for the sake of a couple of pounds, it definitely looks after the big investment that the laptop is. Next up is the controller that I mostly use for karaoke. It is a Zone, I think that's how you say it, X-O-N-E, Zone, X-Zone, a Zone K2. It nicely fits in the main compartment of the bag. All of these buttons and faders and knobs are all fully customizable. So I have a custom mapping set up in Virtual DJ. So the buttons at the bottom are things like play, cue, the cue points. I have these for some for volume, some for pitch. These are different EQ, load buttons, all the stuff that I normally use. The reason I have this is obviously it's customizable, and it has, let's just get that so you can see it, it has a audio output on it. So if needs be, not only am I using this for a controller so I don't have to use the mouse and the keys all the time, I can actually use it as an inbuilt sound card as well. So I can just export a stereo feed to another mixer or to a sound system. And there's a little jack in the bottom for headphones if I need to use them. Next up, not very exciting, is a 4-way extension lead. It has a surge protected plug on the end just to avoid my equipment getting damaged from any electrical spikes in the venue. I end up using that quite a lot. Not necessarily for the karaoke nights, but when I'm out and about doing other DJing, when I have this laptop as well as an external bigger controller, which I won't be showing in this video as I don't use it for karaoke. So when I need a few plugs, I end up using that. It means I only need one plug at a venue. Next up from the main bag section are the microphone cables that I use for karaoke. There's 2 cables. They're both 5-meter cables. One is a stag cable. The other one, which I've got recently, is a, when I find it, Fender low-nose microphone cable. The reason I got this is it said it had a lifetime warranty on it. I've only been using it for about 6 months, but I thought I would give it a try, as the microphone cables aren't something I like to skimp on. I like to make sure I get decent chunky cables just so they stand up to normal karaoke nightclub use. Following the microphone cables, a good thing to talk about would be the microphones themselves. The microphones I use for karaoke, I keep in a little black microphone pouch, and the microphones are Shure SM58s. I have 2 of these. I tend to just have 2 microphones for the singers. If it is a bigger event or a more upscale event, I will use more, and I will use radio microphones. But for general karaoke with the kind of venues that I work in, 2 microphones is more than enough. And also the microphones tend to get dropped a lot or misbehaved. These Shure SM58s are bomb-proof. They're easy to use. They don't have any switches or anything on them for people to start messing around with. There's tape on this one, just because it makes them easier to identify. So I use the red for the right microphone as I'm looking at it. Yeah, channel number 2 on the mixer, usually. Also in this bag, I have, in this little microphone pouch, I have microphone clips, 2 of those. A lot of the venues have microphone stands, or I'll leave microphone stands there. Sometimes other people use them. Clips disappear. They're different fittings. They fit in the pouch, and you might as well keep them as they are easy to use. And then I also have microphone collar adapters that just change the microphone stand size from small to a large one, or vice versa, enabling me to fit the collars on any microphones that I come across. Next microphone pouch isn't in the main section of the bag, but it is a microphone that I use the most frequently, and that is my microphone. It's in another black Shure microphone pouch. However, this isn't a Shure microphone. This microphone is a Sennheiser E835S. The reason I use this one is it sounds good, it is well built, and it has a on-off switch for the mixers that don't have an easy on-off button or volume control. It means I don't have to mess around with any of my microphone stuff on a mixer. I can literally just pick it up, turn it on, turn it off, done. Cable-wise, I have a 1.5 meter cable. Don't know who this is by. It's got Nutric connectors on it, but it was just a generic cable that looked pretty well made. Also in this microphone pouch, prepared, working in nightclubs, I have a bar blade bottle opener, a adapter for a XLR to jack mixer, a jack to mini jack adapter. I have some elastic bands and glue just because they fit in there and you never know when they're going to come in handy. I have a bag with some cash in, some coins and some notes just to help with parking or should I ever need to buy anything. And I also have a little tiny USB stick. This is a SanDisk 64GB USB, and this is a cable from a Nintendo Wii controller. The purpose of this, it just has music on it and it's a record box catalog. So for anybody that uses that program, you'll know about it. If not, it's very useful. It means you can just turn up to a nightclub if needs be, plug in a USB stick with all my music on, and away I go. Next set of microphones, which were very easily seen in the picture, are these two silver Diamante microphones. I don't use these for singers. I use these for a lip sync battle, as and when I need to do that. The lip sync battle I'll cover more when I talk about bingo tickets later. These are apparently working microphones. They cost me £35 each. I get the microphone and a receiver, so I don't think that they will be the best quality. I've never plugged them in or attempted to use them. They are pretty much just a prop, a very visible prop for a competition game that I sometimes do. This little pouch. I like my pouches. I like to keep things organized. The bag's very, very full usually, so having pouches helps to know where things are rather than rooting through a big bag. This little pouch here is actually a pouch for a Nikon SB700 flash gun that I repurposed for visual wires, visual stuff. In here, this is to connect my laptop to screens, to a older video system usually. The main part of it, the adapter, is a Keylight Ava Media. The reason I chose this particular adapter is it has a VGA in, VGA out, so I can run straight through. It's USB powered, and then as an output wise, I have S-Video, component, and composite. Composite. So I've got a plethora of different connections, and it is all one unit. I don't have to worry about losing power cables or adapters. They're all built into this. And then I also have this little adapter on the end. It is a Thunderbolt to VGA adapter, so I can get from the Thunderbolt port on my Mac to the VGA cable and then adapt from there. Also in this little pouch, I have a video cable. It is a, yellow, white and red, so I can run a video signal as well as audio left and right should I need to. It is, I think, 3 meters long. It's the biggest size cable that I can actually comfortably fit inside this with the rest of the equipment, hence why I went for this length. I also have a BNC video cable with adapters on the end, just in case I need to get into any kind of audio system with BNC connectors. In here I have various different BNC type connectors as well, adapters, male, female plugs and sockets, connectors, a bunch of different little cables that I just find useful at times. Some electrical tape, always comes in handy for coiling cables, doesn't leave a sticky mess. And I have a UK plug to USB, useful for charging phones if need be, or as the Mac, one of the downsides is it only has 2 USB sockets, and on a regular basis I need to use more than that. To power this video adapter, rather than plugging it into the side of the computer as it's just power, I'll plug this into a socket somewhere and draw my power from that. Next up, whilst I'm talking about video adapters for more modern systems that run off HDMI, Thunderbolt to HDMI adapter, short 1.5 meter HDMI cable, and then for other venues and other reasons, I have a HDMI to VGA adapter made by StarTech, a HDMI to component adapter, a HDMI splitter box, and a SCART to HDMI adapter. Some of these I use on a semi-regular basis, some I don't. they all fit in the bag. It's nice to have them in case I turn up somewhere and something's working, something's not working. I've generally got plenty of options and don't get stuck. Moving on, also in the main section of the bag, I have Rock and Roll bingo tickets. If you've never heard of it, it is musical bingo. It's 10 to 20 second samples of songs, just like bingo. When you hear the song, you mark it off on your sheet. Great for early doors on karaoke sessions where people don't necessarily want to get up and sing to start with, and it just gets them involved. It's a non-offensive way of drawing people in at the start of the night. You get 4 games in a pack, and yeah, I will link below to their website where you can get them from. Pens. This is a nearly empty box, but little Jotter bingo pens. I buy these in bulk from eBay and try and keep one box with me in the bag with my bingo tickets, so I'm always set. Mentioning the bingo, those microphones that I talked about earlier on. If you get a tie on the bingo, sometimes you have to do a tiebreaker. One of the things I do for a tiebreaker is a lip sync battle where people lip sync songs and the audience decide who wins. These are the microphones I use for that. Last thing in the main section of the bag is this pouch. I think it's a soft case for a tablet, like a 10-inch tablet, like an iPad or something like that. In here are the majority of my wires. I have 2 little pouches inside of wires that I don't use as much. And then loose in this bag are my main wires that I can easily grab. I have my laptop charger, RCA to jack cable, 2 normal USB cables, and also some more electrical tape for tidying up wires. Inside these 2 little clear see-through pencil cases, in this one I have a RCA ground loop isolator just to get rid of any annoying hums if they occur, a USB hub, a SD card reader, 2 more pieces of tape, and a screwdriver. This one is the cable pouch. I have in here a headphone jack to RCA cable, and then 2 RCA splitter cables, which you can get from a car audio store. Basically, this means if needs be, I can run audio from the headphone jack on my computer into 2 separate channels on a mixer, so I can use the left deck and the right deck as separate decks and not have to mess around with a crossfader or anything inside the software, which I do not like doing. That isn't the best way of wiring a sound system up, so it tends to stay in here as a backup. But should I need it, it's a very simple, effective way of making sure I have sound. There's also some spare USB cables in here and a USB extension cable. Moving on to the 2 side pockets. The first side pocket I've already been through. It has the 2 big Diamante microphones in it and also my DJ microphone. It's easy to get to. The 2 silver microphones stay in there most of the time, but the DJ microphone easy to grab out of. In the opposite side, I have my Rane SL2 box. It is a audio interface. It's designed for using Serato. It has a USB in. It has 2 stereo inputs and 2 stereo outputs. So when I'm using it with Virtual DJ, or if I'm using it on a night where I need to use it with Virtual DJ, I just plug a USB cable in and the outputs, Virtual DJ picks it up and uses it as an external sound card. If I'm at a venue and I'm having to DJ somewhere where I can't take a controller along, they don't have any modern CDJ decks or anything like that, I can plug this in and use it as a timecode input, so I can use my laptop without any other controller. To go along with that, I have my Serato control discs that have got the timecode on them, and then I have RCA cables, 2 short ones here, which are useful for going from the output of this into the mixer, and then they're all tangled up at the moment, but 2 longer normal RCA ones. I have tape on one of these again, just to make sure it's easy to identify. I use one with tape as the right channel, one without tape as the left. And I have tape all the way down and at the opposite end as well, just to make it easier to follow through wire runs. Whilst I'm speaking about extra cables that I have in these side pockets, I also have a Cat 5 network cable. This is useful for when I'm using that little USB I showed you earlier on. If it's record box, if there's two decks and they're not linked together, meaning you can't use the USB on both decks, connect them together with this and then it's all sorted. You can just link them, use one USB for both decks. In that same side pocket as the sound card, I have my headphones, Sennheiser HD 25s. I think I've owned 2 or maybe 3 pairs of these in my career. I've not had to replace them due to them breaking. It's me losing them. That's the only reason I've replaced them. I used to have different headphones before, cheaper headphones. Tried these, fell in love with them. I've never looked back. I've not really tried any other ones since then. I don't like the big headphones. These small little Sennheiser headphones, perfect, and they fit inside that side pocket brilliantly. Last but not least, in that side pocket, I have my little Toe Peak multi-tool. It is designed for bikes. It's a bike tool, but it has all the useful things I might need on it. It has things like a knife, should you need it, a flat-headed screwdriver on a bottle opener. The other side has a Phillips screwdriver head on it. And yeah, all sorts of useful different stuff. And it just sits together nice and compact inside a little pouch. So if I need any particular tool or anything like that, I'm generally sorted with this bad boy. And last but not least, the front pocket of the bag. I have another pouch with probably the most controversial piece of equipment for this video in. It is the little karaoke mixer that I use for the Singer, or predominantly for the Singer microphones. It is a Behringer Xenix, or NX 1002 FX. The reason I chose this mixer is it has 2 microphone inputs, 2 XLR inputs, which are for the 2 Singer microphones. I then usually plug this in, the output, into the DJ mixer or whatever mixer is in the venue and run that off of one single channel. I also have the option, if needs be, I can put the 2 Singer microphones in here. I can plug my DJ microphone into one of these other channels, and then I can also run my DJ controller and plug that into a channel as well. So I can put all the channels through this mixer and then just have it going to one output if needs be at a venue that, say, doesn't have any kind of DJ mixer. I don't have to worry about taking one. Although this isn't the best solution, it does mean I can still just take the one bag, turn up, and still get some music and karaoke working. The downside to doing it that way is I only have a volume control for what I use for my DJ microphone and also for the DJ music. Usually the EQs in the venue are fine anyway, so I don't really have to mess around with them, but that's the main downside for that one. Also, the reason that a lot of people won't like this mixer, it does have 3-band EQ for the microphones, but I know a lot of people like the sweepable mids. If I had an option for that in a size that would fit in my bag, I would have one. But so far, this mixer is done fine with just the 3-band EQ. I don't have any problems with it. It's got a reasonable sounding effects in there. Again, not the most advanced effects unit in the world, but for karaoke singers in bars, which, let's face it, most of the time people have probably been drinking, it gets me through fine. Also in this pouch, I have the power pack for it, which is obviously a little bit messy now because it gets coiled to go in the bag. I have 2 of these jack to XLR adapters, which I use on the output if needs be, as that mixer only has jack outputs, not XLRs. And then I have this twin jack to single XLR if I need to run that mixer, say, to a microphone channel on another mixer, which is what I have to do in one of my venues. Also in that front part of the bag, not in that pouch, but in the front part of the bag, I have a couple of other miscellaneous things dotting around. I have a spare microphone cable, some pens, a extra RCA cable, another ground loop isolator, and also, can't go anywhere without these, iPhone charging cable. And then last but not least, I have a little business card holder, just in case anybody needs your details. I have them on a business card in this little metallic holder. It keeps the card straight, it doesn't take up much room. Okay guys, so that is it with all of the equipment that is in my normal walk around day-to-day DJ carry bag. If you found that interesting, good news. If you got any comments or questions on any of the equipment, if you'd like to tell me some equipment that you feel I should have that would be better suited for my job, then feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, that is it for this video, so feel free to hit the like button or subscribe if you at all found this interesting. I will aim to do some more videos covering related topics sometime soon. But for now, thank you for watching, thank you for sticking with me till the end of the video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye. Forgot the word.